Hello everyone! The 8.2 PTR is live, as well as being data mined. Some juicy lore bits have come to the surface, to which some of you asked if I could go over some of the highlights, so that's what we're going to do today. The war campaign, it left us with Derek Proudmoore being saved by Bane and returned to Jaina. This betrayal was uncovered by the war chief, who then shot Zelling and imprisoned Bane. News of his coming execution, it reaches both the Alliance and the Horde. They set out to save him. Now even in the novel Before the Storm, we read about Bane trying to keep negotiations going between the factions. His actions with Derek, they do have some wonder if it's going to blow up in his face later down the line. Very similar as to what happens with warning about the mana bomb, but I really hope not. Just for the fact that it would devalue so much of that beautiful mini cinematic if it turns out that he messed up again. But either way, Bane being Bane, it has people motivated to go out and save him. The long-awaited return of Thrall is going to be a thing. He's going to be part of this rescue mission together with Saurfang, Jaina, Lor'themar and Shaw. Bane is seen as some of the last bit of honor that the Horde has left. If he dies, then the last of the Horde honor dies with him, murdered by the Banshee Queen. Surprise, surprise, Bane was being used as bait. The war chief expected us to come for him. Some of the Sun Reavers show up, remembering the Purge of Dalaran and the innocent Sun Reavers that were slaughtered by the Silver Covenants. There was more violence than I'd wished, Jaina replies, but it was the Sun Reavers who betrayed us first. A few who were following the orders of the lawful war chief, as they do now. Repeating the story of Mr. Pandaria, whilst referring to the events of Mr. Pandaria, it is very meta. Saurfang also makes a comment about the death of Rastakhan, something that he's not really down with. All the same, Bane is saved, but it will take some time for his rebellion to kick off. Maybe the Spirit of Vol'jin can give us some pointers. In the meantime, the leaders see that the Alliance and Horde, they can work together. A lesson that comes back nearly every single expansion. And once more, we're gonna put aside the differences to focus on the big bad. Our way there, it begins with Sylvanas learning something. That was the way that they described it in the Rise of Azshara content preview. I imagine that it's going to have to do something with that new blade in her possession. She prepares her most powerful forces and the fleet to go out at sea. The Alliance spies find out about this and plan to make use of the opportunity. On the open water, the Alliance vastly outnumber the Horde. They could end this war once and for all. The Horde thinks the same. The Dark Lady has devised a plan to finally put an end to this ridiculous conflict. But our journey out on the sea, it puts us right in the domain of the final Warbringer. Azshara parts the sea with the use of the Tidestone of Golganev. For those of you that didn't play during Legion, this was one of the pillars of creation that we went after during that expansion. The Naga themselves, they also wanted it. We're even kind enough to put it back together. We took the restored artifact from them and we used it to seal off the gateway at the tomb of Sargeras. Apparently, nobody really considered putting any guards around the area. As Azshara says, they seek the Tidestone, but I will not leave it unguarded as they so foolishly did. And with the waters parted, our ships crash down. We enter Nazjatar. The first thing that immediately stood out for me while checking the Eternal Palace Dungeon Journal, that was the name Lady Priscilla Ashvane. She's not exactly looking the same as the last time that we saw her. That would be when the Horde broke her out of prison, told Agor right into the hands of the Banshee Queen. She actually used to run that prison, but her schemes against the Proudmoore family, they were exposed and the Alliance imprisoned her. The freedom given by the Horde, it was done for an unknown reason, as the War Chief and Priscilla, they don't exactly let us in on the secret meeting. They apparently have mutual interests to discuss. Next thing we know, she ends up in Azshara's palace. Now keep in mind that with all things that we're talking about today, all of this is data mine dialogue, things are subject to change, and some things just might not work out the way as they look right now. Ashvane says, "We had a deal, Azshara. Give me the power you promised." "Oh, I intend to. I merely wanted our guests to bear witness to your glorious ascension." "You, the ones who thwarted my plans in Borellis." "But no matter. A new path now lies before me." A magical barrier surrounds Ashvane, one that we shut down. Without it, she's not that much of a threat. Alliance, Horde, fools everyone, fighting each other, blind to the true powers at play. But you'll learn soon enough. Ashvane then demands Azshara to hold up their deal, which the Queen of the Naga actually does. Not in a way that Priscilla envisioned, of course, but power is granted all the same. How long I've waited for that. Is this true power? Puppets. Fools, the Banshee baited you to your own slaughter. Gave Azshara what she wanted. N'Zoth will rise, his madness comes. Ashvane spoke with a serpent's tongue. But could she be right? Were we lured to Nazjatar as part of some dark bargain? Are Sylvanas and Azshara in league with each other? Is the war chief truly so desperate to succeed in their plans that she would actually bargain with an old god? Perhaps, but like I said, the Alliance and Horde, they decide to do the thing that the old gods fear the most. They put aside the differences and focus on the real threats. Make allies out of some of the denizens within Nazjatar and siege Azshara's palace. Azshara does not seem to be really worried about us. Anything that we do in her domain, she knows about. The Heart of Azeroth she feeds upon to empower her spell work. The King of Diamonds being made upon. She shows us visions of Nazjatar rising, and there's even a little recognition for shamans that wield the artifacts. So yeah, not too worried about us. And the Tidestone, that is what's keeping the water away. And Azshara will keep the waters up for as long as we entertain her. That's not really a good position to find yourself in. We need to get it back, but she was smarter than we were. It's actually now encased in a magic protection, which can only really be broken with the Javelin of Suramar. Heroes obtain it. Alliance and Horde working together to take the Tidestone back and wield its powers to open the way into the palace. Lor'themar says, "The Horde champions will drive every last Naga from the palace. Azshara will pay for what she's done. Alliance heroes will dethrone the would-be queen. We won't seek a fight with you, Lor'themar, but we will not abide interference. You can't stop us, Azshara. We are coming to end your reign." Stop you? My dear child, why would I want to stop you? Consider this a formal invitation. My palace has been made ready. Your presence is eagerly anticipated. So many wonders lie in store. Such magnificence. My female voice acting is just getting better with the day. Now for now, the Dungeon Journal mentions that Queen Azshara will use all the forces at her command to disable the ancient wards keeping us alive, while attempting to override the Titan device keeping Nazjatar imprisoned. That seems to be the ultimate goal. Nazjatar wasn't too worried about us during the Crucible raid. We seem to be playing right into their hands, be it with the Heart of Azeroth turned against us, be it with the conflict between the factions. Azshara mirrors this, is also not too worried about our presence in her kingdom, with the end results, of course, not being revealed quite yet. For now, it does seem to go towards Nazjatar being released and being the next big bad. Lor'themar says, "Our victory rings hollow. Azshara's master will rise, and nothing can stop that now." For all our lies, Priscilla Ashvane spoke one truth. The war between the Alliance and Horde has kept us distracted. Divided, we have no hope against Nazjatar. We may have found common cause here in Nazjatar, but the battle still rages beyond these waters. So long as Sylvanas holds Orgrimmar, there can be no lasting peace. The war needs to end, Lor'themar. You know this to be true. I had hoped that reason would prevail, but the time has come to finish this. I will tell my people what transpired here, of how Azshara fell because we stood together, of the threats rising from the depths, and all that is at stake if we should fail. Then I will take my place beside Saurfang and Thrall, and pray that the Sin'dorei stand with me. Now, I'm still keeping my fingers crossed for a nice surprise somewhere down the line. Maybe all the old gods rising up and bring in the rise of the Black Empire. That would be so cool, as it could really play into Sylvanas' motivations of staying alive, being manipulated by the old gods, now finally revealed, able to take a stand against them, leaving Orgrimmar to find their ultimate destiny. Azeroth waking up, half corrupted, half beautiful. Oh, there is still so much cool stuff that they could do. The end of the expansion is still a mystery, but to see so much repeated from Mr. Pandaria, it's really disappointing. Ah well, not much we can do about it now. At least in 8.2, we do get to see beautiful Nazjatar. There's also Mechagon and some really cool small storylines that they attached to gathering new essences for your heart. Some other nice tidbits from the data mining. There will be Chandris Pheromone looking for the spirit of her brother. For those unaware, Chandris lost her family during the War of the Ancients and was then adopted by Tyrande. Her family has never really been explored in great detail. Seeing the elves return to the areas where their lives began, that's really cool. Same goes for the Nightborn Philistra, who's seeking an old pupil. Turns out that she's going to be the first boss of Azshara's Eternal Palace. I wonder if Tyrande and Malfurion are also going to make an appearance. Time will tell. Now for the last bit of the video, I want to take a look at the Whispers of Il'gynoth, a boss which we found in the Emerald Nightmare raid during Legion. It had quite a lot to say to us, its whispers being pretty vague, but now becoming a little bit more clear.
Flesh is his gift. He is your true creator.
The curse of flesh placed upon the Titans' creations by the old gods, to make them weaker and more vulnerable to their corruption.
The King of Diamonds has been made upon. From the earth he draws strength. Our earth, our strength.
Repeated now by Azshara, Magni's hard work at trying to heal the world with the Heart of Azeroth is turned against us.
The Lord of Ravens will turn the key. 5 keys to open our way. 5 torches to light our path.
Nazjatar calls us the opener, the bringer of truths, the torch that lights the way. I would personally still connect this with the events of the expansion Legion. We had Khadgar, the Lord of Ravens, guiding us to gathering 5 pillars of creation. They were used to seal up the gateway at the Tomb of Sargeras, but it also led to Illidan opening up that massive rift, pretty much opening up the door for Sargeras to grab his mighty flamey sword and stab the world of Azeroth. This then caused Azerite to pop up all across the surface, leading into a rekindling of the Alliance and Horde conflict, as well as Magni having us fill up the Heart of Azeroth, which is now turned against us. It's a long road to be certain, but at this point, I don't have a better explanation.
The boy king serves at the master's table. 3 lies will he offer you.
I think there's little doubt remaining that the boy king is actually Anduin. We discussed this back then, and some got really excited about Anduin manipulating things and working from the shadows. But it seems like the 3 lies are more in the direction of him thinking that something is the truth, while it's actually not. Oakmut's journal, found on the rare spawn in Silithus, it mentioned that the first of the 3 lies had already been told. Bound by that throne? No, free! The next one gonna come soon. Maybe they see this one. Whispers and all that, they're still very much up for interpretation. Some suggest that this is about Sargeras and the Pantheon. Personally, I think it has more to do with Sylvanas. Maybe in the direction of believing her to be a war chief of the Horde, whereas she's more a free agent working for herself. Who really knows? But I would seek it more in that direction. Then, turning in Nazjatar, it has Sylvanas mention how the boy king is lying to himself and his people.
The Alliance believes that by striking down Rastakhan and decimating the Zandalari fleet, they have broken us. That the Horde will soon crumble. Fools. The boy king has lied to himself and his people.
So that of course leaves the question, has the 3rd lie already been told, or is that still to come? The serving at the master's table, that seems to be more in direction about unwillingly playing into the hands of the old gods, rather than being one with the void.
To find him, drown yourself in the circle of stars.
At the end of the Crucible raid, Nazjatar says that his dream has become our own, the circle of stars made flesh. There's also the part in Azshara's Warbringer where she's slowly sinking. To find him, Nazjatar, we're going to see the waters part themselves, drown ourselves, and make our way to Nazjatar. There, Azshara wants us to come. Come, heroes, prove yourselves worthy. Find me in the circle of stars.
Her heart is a crater, and we have filled it.
I'd say that this is the corruption of the Titan spirit inside of Azeroth, the heart of Azeroth.
Its surface blazes bright, masking shadows below.
Old gods imprisoned beneath the world.
At the hour of her 3rd death, she ushers in our coming.
I was really hoping that this would connect to Illyria Windrunner, perhaps losing one of her family members and falling to the void. Now knowing that at the end of Azshara's palace, there's no stopping the return of Nazjatar, I wonder if they're talking about Azshara. There's a line for Phalistra in which he says, Azshara, she sacrificed her people twice over. Once to the Legion, the 2nd time to Nazjatar. Maybe that's what they're going for here, or maybe the events in the palace, they're going to mean another cataclysmic event for Azeroth itself. The sundering, the shattering, and then the coming Nazjatar. Who knows? But yeah, it's always fun to look back at these whispers and see how many of the ideas and theories have come out of them, what might ring true and what might be false. By all means, I'm sure that you got your own ideas on what they might mean or where the story might go next. By all means, leave your thoughts in the comments down below. I'm going to go back to working on a little special project for the Friday. But for now, thank you very much for watching, everyone. Subscribe if you like my videos, leave a like if you enjoyed this one, and until next time, guys. See ya!
Nazjatar, I journey to Lor'themar.
The serving at the master's table, that seems to be more in direction about unwillingly playing into the hands of the old gods, rather than being one with the void. But who knows? You know, the expansion still isn't over. We could also still see Anduin turn dark and be like, ha ha ha, you fools! You thought it was Sylvanas all along, but it was I, Anduin Rin. Let me shed the Forsaken symbol and here's of the storm. Bring in the darkness, bring in the void. Does that sound like Anduin? I'm sure it does.